Perfect. Welcome to the Nothing to Prove, Only to Share podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. This is Autumn and Kate from Keep Her Cheap.
Hey.
Hello.
It's our first time doing a podcast, actually.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're excited.
Well, what
I
about
think
your
so.
coffee podcast?
Okay, no. Not our first time doing a podcast. First time in a while, I'll say that.
Okay,
And first time like in this setting, you know.
Okay. I was like kind of contemplating like how I should interview the two of you. Like usually I only have one guest. Do you guys want to do a little intro on yourselves, or would you rather like talk about the band or whatever you guys are up for sharing or talking about?
Yeah.
Let's go one by one.
Yeah, we'll introduce ourselves, our voices. This is Autumn speaking. I sing in the band and play guitar in the band, and we both switch between bass and acoustic guitar. Yeah.
Hi, this is Kate. I pretty much do exactly what Autumn just described as well in the band. Yeah, cool.
We're also the main songwriters too of the band.
Cool. Cool. Excited to talk about that. Do you want to talk about how it started?
Yeah,
Because
sure.
it was just the two of you, right? As far as I know.
Yeah. So we met in 2017 at Hamlin University, which I know you also attended, right? Yes, I remember seeing you around there. We met in the Hamlin a cappella choir. So we sang next to each other and we were like, oh my gosh, vocal blend.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And we both like wanted to start a band, and I really, really wanted to start a band. So I was like, come on, Kate, let's do it. So we were playing just a duo for a while. And then like slowly one by one, the other members kind of, we knew them. Kate knew actually most of them.
Well, I mean, I knew Bert from high school, and then we didn't go to the same high school, but we played together in high school. And then Ted was in choir with us, our other guitar player. And then, I mean, we had Lydia for a while that we met through a mutual friend, our drummer. And then she moved to start a farm with her family.
Up in northern
which is like,
Minnesota,
so it's all love. We
Cool.
go visit her. And then she knew Grace, and then Grace joined the band.
Yeah.
So she
So
referred
Grace
us
is
to
drummer.
Grace, and then,
Yeah. Grace is
Cool.
our newest addition, but she's been with us for like a year or so.
Yeah, it's been a while now.
already. Yeah. She
Cool.
fits right in.
Cool.
So.
Can we talk about early music experiences for the two of you? Like what got you into music?
For sure, yeah. I mean,
Sure.
it's been a lifelong journey for sure. I like started piano when I was very, very young, and I did that for a really long time, like classical piano. And then I started playing at this place called School of Rock, I also work there now, which is fun. And that kind of taught me how to like approach contemporary music. And I learned there like how to write songs, how to like just view songs in a different way, how to like, I got ear training and stuff like that. And that was super duper cool. In terms of the way it like changed the way I looked at music and what I could do with it. And then after that in high school, I was also in like band and choir in high school and stuff like that. And then after high school, I started writing original songs, like on piano for just like myself. I have a solo project as well. And then Autumn and I met in choir, and then she showed me some of her songs and we started like working together there. But yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Me, I started playing band. I was a band kid in 5th grade. I played the alto saxophone all throughout 5th grade to senior year. And I was in the marching band and the pep band. And I just always loved being a part of that. And I feel like I was also always a show off, a performer. And I always just wanted to be performing for people. So I also did like small parts players as a kid, which is just like the plays and the musicals up in the Iron Range, which I know
Dude,
you're
yeah.
from too.
I would just remember that I saw you.
What?
I came for one.
Wait,
You
like
were
the
for
Lyric
sure
Center
the
in
lead.
Virginia?
Yeah, I wonder if it was your senior year.
Oh, okay, yes. So and then I didn't. Yes, that wasn't small parts. That was like official.
Yeah.
I did musicals through Virginia High School. Did
was
you
that
see?
musical?
I did Aida my senior year.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Oh, cool. Yes. Oh, yes. That era was like I wanted to be in Broadway. I just loved musical theater, and I still do love musical theater. And I actually got to go perform at the State Theater with Aida. So anyway,
Sweet. Oh my
That's
God,
cool.
cool. I didn't
yeah,
know that.
yeah, I won an award. It was part of like a spotlight showcase
Wow.
or something. Yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah. It was cool. I got to be a part of a whole bunch of like people who won that award from all over the state. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I think right around that time when I was really starting to want to do more with music, my senior year when I was in that musical, and it was like taking up all my time, I started to learn guitar too, because I was like, I need to do this. I want to be a musician. I got to like learn how to play guitar, because I had also like written songs, or just written, I guess, melodies and put lyrics to them, and wanted to, keep doing that more. So I started to learn guitar my senior year of high school, with a friend, and then kind of was self-taught from there. And then, kept writing music. My first year at Hamlin, I did like garage band shit in my dorm, and that's very cringe. But like, I feel like really set me up for then meeting Kate my second year of college. And I had these songs, and I had been like really practicing writing songs. And so we were ready to just jump right into it. And then, I think our songwriting has evolved a lot since we first met too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But how often is the writing like collaborative, or is it oftentimes like one of you writes a song and then
It's totally like that.
Yeah.
I feel like,
yeah, I don't know. It's like a lot of the time when I'm writing, it's something I need to do alone, because it's a lot of processing for me, the way I do it. And it's tough, especially just like with the lyrics. Like I can jam musical ideas, and that's like what we end up doing as a band, is we all get together and add our parts and everything like that. And in that way we kind of co-write and arrange. But like in terms of writing like the lyrics and like the general chord structure, like that's definitely something that happens with us on our own. And like we've tried a couple times to write songs together, and like
I feel like
we either like just don't it's
not
hard to
disciplined
flow
for that.
with someone else, and it's also like we get distracted. So
and we're also like very like have a personal relationship, so I feel like it is hard when it's just you and I to like sit down and write together.
Right, yeah. And it's not how our writing thing started either. It's not how we like started writing music. We did it alone, so like we're used to that pretty much. And
and I think it kind of has a cool effect too with the band. Like you can tell like the distinctive songs, like the Kate songs or the Autumn songs. I mean,
because we're singing on them.
Because we're singing on them.
I think like they do still feel very cohesive to me.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. And I mean, that goes to with everyone's writing their parts, and we all arrange together and make it a Keep for Cheap song, in the end.
Sure. Kate, you said that you do some stuff by yourself too.
Yeah.
How do you differentiate between like what's a Keep for Cheap song?
Your device wasn't paired.
Oh no!
She's never done that. That's the first time.
We're always scared that she will, because she does talk out of turn like literally all the time. But she's never done it while we were recording.
Not on air.
Like, what device? What device? But
Say her name.
Be careful.
Yeah.
But so a lot of the time it's like kind of easy to tell. I feel like Keep for Cheap started developing like that kind of country sound. So like a lot of the time when I have a song that's like that, it will go to Keep for Cheap. And like initially I was just writing on piano. Like I learned guitar after I met Autumn, and I was like, that's cool, I want to do that too. And then so like the piano songs are pretty much always going to my solo project, because we don't really like have piano in the live Keep for Cheap thing. It would be tough to pull off. That's not to say there never will be one, but so there's that. And then there's also like I have another band now called Fend, which I haven't written songs for as of yet, but like that has definitely a different kind of sound too. So it's like it's pretty easy to tell which could fit in which like genre a little bit better.
That just reminded me, like just yesterday or whatever, we were listening to one of your new songs that you had brought to Keep for Cheap, and we were always like, I don't know, and you're like, oh, now it might be a Fend song. So it's just cool that you're like passing it down.
We have options.
Super cool. Do you guys want to talk about like the Keep for Cheap sound and how it's progressed? Because you guys have been together for a while now.
Yeah, for sure.
We have.
I feel like our first song, the first one we recorded, at first we were very like indie with like a little bit of country, kind of like surf rock almost a little bit, like, kind of dreamy. And that was, I think, a lot of just like maybe your influences at the time and what we wanted.
I think
based off that.
And it just like instrumentally too, just being so new. Like that first song I played on the ukulele, and I think that brought so much of like the poppy kind of like vibe.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. But then, so like when we had two guitarists, we were like, what are we going to do now? And then they started like adding more like licks and stuff like that, like little riffs. And then I believe like, I don't know, once you got onto guitar too, like started to take a country turn. And with the other two guitarists, like they started adding stuff, and they just thought that those kind of things would fit the best. And then it turned into that. kind of a deal, and we really leaned into it.
We loved it. I feel like once we just like kind of heard that sound, we were like, oh, that's it, you know, and then just kind of pushed more and more to get there.
Yeah, for sure. And like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like in the past year or so, we've gotten like kind of loud too. Like we've gotten, at least at live shows, like it's gotten a little bit more
rock.
Yeah.
It is way more rock and roll than pop.
Yeah.
You always kind of give the disclaimer too, like our album, like it's a very like poppy production on it. Like when you like the recorded version, and live it's like it's rock. It's rock.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I kind of want to hear about like as you moved through the years, because can you tell me what year you guys got together?
It's 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
us
like
too.
full band 2018, and then first song early 2019.
Cool. That's like it's been a while. I love it.
Yeah, it has been.
I started playing drums in 2017. That's,
Wow.
that's
Cool.
kind of
Wild.
my whole career. You guys have been hanging out.
It is. It doesn't even feel long.
No.
And I feel like we've kind of had two phases too. Like I feel like Keep for Cheap pre-pandemic was honestly different.
It was different
than post-pandemic. Like just different people and different. We were so just like oversatiated during pre-pandemic. Just went crazy with it. Then got a break, and we were like, oh, okay, now we can be like strategic, and you know, people know us, so we can, you know. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I guess I want to hear like the progression of like nobody knowing you, and then you guys having a ton of fans and going on tour. Like, tell me about where that came from.
It doesn't feel like
I feel like a lot of our base is right here. So like going on tour is definitely trying to like get people around to like know who we are. But
I don't even know. Because I just think it's so weird that our first song has like 2 million streams on Spotify. I don't know like where that came from. I don't even think, because that was like, that song came out 2019. We didn't do anything on the internet to post, you know, there was no like doing reels Day Without You.
Yeah, I know that one. I've streamed that at least like 10 times.
But that's just, I don't know. And then, but that kind of just really helped us out with like the Spotify algorithms side of things.
Yeah. And like people will be like looking at, you know, stats or whatever and see that and want to have us on the show. So that's cool, you know.
That's sweet.
But yeah.
And I don't know how much it has really.
Right. At least locally. But I feel like when we tour, like the venues love to see that.
Yeah,
so like,
That checks out. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, we just slowly just have, I honestly just think because we just push for it. Like we just keep, you know, we want to tour. So it's not that we're not making money touring, you know, it's not that we're playing for huge crowds. Yeah. I mean, Treefort Music Festival was pretty cool. But we just, you know, we want to do it. So we just push for it and make it happen.
Cool.
Yeah. It's cool doing it in the DIY kind of indie circuit too. Like I feel like you meet such cool people and play at really cool like venues,
Yep.
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about goals. Like maybe we could talk about what you guys thought you wanted or what your goals were, like fresh out of high school, and then like the goals that you have now for the band and yourselves maybe.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like, okay, so like obviously the goal has always been like live off of the music, you know, somehow. I feel like that's shifted a little bit. Like it's we're living in a day and age where even if you are like that successful, like you still might not be able to make enough money to support yourself. So it's like just a matter for me now of like, am I feeling fulfilled in this, and am I having fun, and like do I feel like it's a positive impact in general? And like definitely is. And I feel like I don't know, there are definitely still concrete goals for us. Like we want to play more festivals. We want to record another album soon. But I feel like I've kind of given into like the journey, you know, just like the ride. So yeah.
And going off of that, I think like it ebbs and flows too. Like for me, like sometimes I'm so ambitious and I'm like wanting it all for us. And then sometimes I have to kind of sit back and say, we have it good right now. We have it really good right now. And we are like living the dream. And just like, if I were to tell myself, you know, freshman year in college that like, you know, you'd be in a band, even just like at all, playing shows for anybody.
First Avenue,
I'm gonna make myself cry even just thinking about it. Cause it is like, you can get down on yourself.
Yeah, it's really easy too, but
But yeah, I think goals overall haven't shifted too much. Maybe even in ways seeing that some things are like even more obtainable than we thought.
Yeah, and we've done some of those things that we wanted to do. You know, like yeah.
And that's kind of cool too to have that realization.
Yeah.
And then maybe in ways that some things are not as obtainable as you thought, but everything was in balance, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Cool.
yeah.
Do you want to share any examples of the attainable things or not attainable?
Well, I think touring, I didn't think that would be obtainable at all for someone that has like a full-time corporate job, you know, and both tours we've been on was when I had my really corporate job, and I'm have a corporate job now too. It's just not as corporate, but like official, you know, big girl job. I didn't think that was something you could do to have both. So even just being able to do that or just tour on like I thought you had to be really big to tour, and you don't really. You just got to find bands that are cool that want to play with you along the way, you know?
Yeah.
So that is obtainable.
Cool.
I don't know what would be an example of unobtainable, like
I don't know.
touring with the big guys.
Right,
or,
yeah, just like
trying
that-
to get on the big labels.
That, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, that industry wall that we just
yeah.
Yeah.
knock
Busting
on.
the wall is that unobtainable goal. But yeah.
Well,
It's like, yeah, I don't know.
no, you can say more.
I don't even know. I don't even know what I was gonna say. It's just like not even
Going
real,
off on the
man. It's just like not even real. So yeah, it is and it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something on that industry. I submitted us to something. It was like a
yeah.
booking agency or something. It was like one of the big booking agencies. I submitted their online form, and they're like, "We do not accept unsolicited submissions."
Why do you have a form then?
I was like, "Well, you could have
did you
said
put it on
that.
your
Like,
website
don't say
then?"
contact us for anything. Like,
Yeah.
no, get in touch. Like, you don't want to hear from me, little
Right.
indie band." So I just thought that was like, they're like, "Oh, you get on our roster from pre-existing relationships with our agents." I was like, okay.
Wow.
Let's start one.
I'm like, hey, so what's up? You want to add on LinkedIn? Or?
Yeah.
I work for Live Nation.
I
don't want to talk too much shit on it.
shit.
No.
But like, no, it is really, really, really hard to see what it's actually like on the
Yeah.
other side of the wall. It's like not a good time.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
really not.
That's like what I hear, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. So it's like, what do I really want it? That's the
No,
question.
yeah, no. I mean, yes.
yes and no.
Yes and no.
Right.
I'll be your industry puppet, but like
Yeah.
I will. But
Okay, kind of related. We could transition to how you guys define success.
Yes. That's very much kind of the same thing. So it's like, I don't know. There was a while for like when I started first writing music, I was like, this would be what success is, like having this many listeners or whatever, and going
This people giving
viral,
you
blah blah blah.
shout-outs
You know?
and
Yes, exactly.
write-ups everywhere.
And I feel like in that way, I was like, success is very based on the goals, you know, and like reaching those concrete milestones. But I feel like that's not what success is at all now. And I'm very glad that I feel that way now, because it allows me to be super grateful for like what we have going on here. And I feel like we're very successful, like, in the ways that I, in my heart, wanted it to be, you know, even before I knew what that really meant in the real world. But yeah, I guess I define success just like by like feeling content with what you're doing and like being able to connect with people through it and stuff. And yeah, I feel like we're there. Yeah.
That was so sweet. That was so.
Don't you cry.
Yeah, no, I feel like lately, honestly, I've been kind of in a down little rut. So just hearing you speak on that, it is such a good reminder that, like, I don't know. I feel like I can be, you know, you feel like a phony sometimes. You feel like a phony, and you,
Yeah.
and so you do have to, like, I feel like today I feel like a phony, and so I have to kind of tell myself, like, success isn't in these weird goals that you have in your mind.
No.
Like, and it is almost like a mantra. Like, so I don't know, hearing you say that is very, like, it's so true too, you know?
Yeah.
It's just about like speaking from the heart and living from the heart. And if you're putting your heart in your music and it's true to you, that's success, right?
Yeah.
That's what, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Success is not a little box in Mario that you have to get the cool or whatever. I don't even play Mario. But it's not like that. It's not like that.
Mario. I don't even play Mario.
Do you feel like there's ever, for either of you, is there ever hesitancy when it comes to like sharing vulnerable or authentic experiences through your music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have songs that probably I will never play because I don't want to, I don't want to have those questions asked about them, and stuff like that. It's just like, and kind of looping back to what we said, like right at the beginning, writing songs, like being a thing of processing, like, it's very much, sometimes it's hard to share them, or like you try not to pronounce the words so clearly so that the band can't understand,
Totally.
Definitely
That
have
is
those
totally
moments.
Yeah, totally. And I'll say too, like sometimes if I really like a song, but the way I wrote it first is like too personal, I'll save it for me, but I'll write a version that I like will bring to the band.
I love that.
Or I'll just change the lyrics so they're not so personal,
Cool.
Yeah.
I love that. That's very cool.
Yeah, but I'll keep it for me.
Yeah, right on. Can we talk about Lakehouse?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, tell me about it.
Lakehouse, our newest single. We started writing that, I started writing it like 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Or it was, maybe not. It was post-pandemic, but when I was in my newest apartment, when I first moved by myself, I always remember like where I was when I wrote it. And I was in my first apartment by myself. Anyway, my parents, I started writing it when my parents told me that they were thinking about moving. So I grew up on Lake Vermilion up in northern Minnesota, up on near the Iron Range, on the Iron Range. Beautiful area, just, surrounded by water in the woods and just small town life, as you know. Never appreciated it growing up, but then like the month after I moved, I remember going home like for the first time. It was actually for Halloween weekend. So just a few years ago now, 7 years ago or whatever. And just being like, oh my God, this home, like I can't believe I grew up here and now I live in the city. It's just like wacky.
Yeah.
So this song is kind of like an homage to that area. I started writing it when my parents were considering moving. They ended up moving this summer, like right as we were recording the song and putting it out. So it just kind of like timed out just like that. And it was so painful. Just like losing that, that childhood tie, but it being such a magical place. Like that is what made it so like hard, but also just, I don't know, it made me have to reflect on it and like think about it and experience my home in that way, which I don't think that I would have done at all, like I just would have kept going home and, I loved it. So it's always sad to leave and I always felt those feelings, but just like kind of process it fully.
Yeah.
When the moving, anyway, this is getting
keep talking.
there's more about me and less about the song, but, so the song's all about just growing up and losing those physical ties. And they also tore down my high school. Are they tearing down your high school too?
No, they just keep adding on to that, girl.
Oh, what?
They're taking the parts of your high school and putting it on the That's what they're doing.
They should. Gosh.
Okay, I need to tell you that Lakehouse came out at a perfect time for me personally because my grandparents who lived where I feel like I grew up, they lived on a lake in between Tower and Ely. So like 15 minutes from where you grew up.
What lake? Burnside Lake or something?
Armstrong.
Armstrong.
You know Armstrong?
Yeah.
I feel like some people don't. Like it's just one of the other ones over there.
Yes.
Or there's Robinson's across from it. There's so many lakes in Minnesota.
Yeah, Robinson.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you could relate to the song. I mean,
they just sold their place this summer too. And like, it is so weird to really reflect.
Yeah.
And to like, notice how I have been like actually attached to a physical place. And it's very, very strange.
It is so
But
strange.
it was cool that song came out and that it was
that
what we were going through too. Like 15 minutes down the road.
Yeah. Wow, that is. Yeah, in the same area too.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Dang.
So you guys had a music video filmed for that.
Yeah, we filmed it with our friends Johnny and
Shane and
Shane
Mac.
and Mac and boys of Feels Like 95. Kyle Kyle was also there.
Yes.
Shout out Kyle.
We don't know him as
we
well, but
recorded-
he's really cool.
Yeah, they're all really freaking awesome. And we did our last music video for On the Floor with them as well at Kate's home.
Yeah.
And we recorded this in my parents' new home. So that was kind of like
That's cool.
a weird, because we're singing about the OG house. So
Yeah.
it felt weird. And I feel like I think I did cry a little bit when
Yeah.
they like pitched the idea to me of like, okay, we're going to shoot your new house, like pretending like it's your old house. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's too close. But I'm glad we did it. Like, turned out awesome, and they did it in such a thoughtful way. They didn't like show the new house as like we weren't pretending it was the old house. Yeah, but that was just really fun shooting up there and still getting the northern Minnesota like vibe, because we went in the river at Jay Cook State Park and filmed in there too. So we still got that kind of. It would have been nice to film on Lake Vermilion in the old house, but my parents just moved too quick. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Did they stick around? Like, are they still in
They're in Carlton, so
Okay,
they're
so
in
they're
between
closer,
Cloquet and
yeah.
Duluth.
Yeah,
So I actually love their new
Perfect.
house.
Okay,
So like,
great.
it's okay. It's all love. It's all love. Yeah, and they're closer. They're only 2 hours away. So
Perfect. Instead of what,
good.
4?
Literally four.
Yeah.
Literally 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's weird. They're not on the range anymore. So, well, some people count that the range, but
I
I don't. No, I don't. I don't count Duluth in the range. It's too. Some people do though, but.
Do you feel like do you still have reason to go back? Like, do you have other family up there? Or like,
Well, I did on the 4th of July. I went up there partying.
I love when
I know, right? Yeah, I think I still have friends up there. We have like, our family friends, the Mo, Josie Mo.
Yeah.
The Mo's, we're pretty close with them. And well, she obviously doesn't live there, but I'll go up and maybe I'll go try to break into the house.
I know. I've been thinking about that too at my grandparents' place. I'm like gonna try to call them up and be like, "Could I just come stay for a week?"
Right.
They just bought
I'll
it
clean
as a
for you.
cabin.
Yeah.
So
No, these
they're
guys
not-
too. It's a seasonal thing for them. Let me spend the winter
Makes me
there.
sad.
It makes me mad, bro. It
It
makes,
makes
me
me
angry.
sad when I
Yeah.
think about it. It makes me sad, but it's okay.
I feel like
have
isn't
Lakehouse
that-
to just sing it out.
Yeah. Did you? I feel like Lake Vermilion. I always see that as just people who like are there in the summertime.
Our
That seems to be the majority.
Our whole road used to be so quiet, and then it was that way. But then more and more people started coming as year rounders, and then now it's just freaking crazy. So that's why they left. They didn't like all the
really?
noise, and they also wanted to be closer, and they didn't really care too much about the lake anymore, and the house was like just too much for them. So
That's fair. Totally fair. Let's shift gears. I kind of meant to ask about the switching between the bass and the guitar when you guys perform.
yeah.
So how did that come about? Or like, is it just that?
That's switching between instruments is purely the songwriting thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like I'll write on guitar and she writes on guitar. So then we pretty much just like switch to whichever
Okay, cool.
song it is. Like she'll sing lead and take the acoustic guitar on the songs that she wrote, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
We've gotten
Yeah.
it down. We're pretty fast now.
I was about to say, you guys like practice changeovers, like in rehearsals? Is that
Well, I guess
Yeah, I
we
mean, kinda,
do
yeah.
because we
We have to switch
Practice
and practice,
those.
yeah.
But we'll always save like her songs for the end of practice. That's like
Yeah.
pretty much what we usually do. So we don't have to switch back and forth.
Do you guys like keep like 2 basses? You should just have your own individual basses and just kind of
Yeah, and guitars too.
Switch
Well, we
off.
have, I guess we have enough.
Alright.
It was funny last practice. I guess this is not basses, this is guitars. But last practice,
Oh
we
my God.
broke 3 strings.
Just 2.
Or it was 2, but then one guitar didn't work, so we went through 4 guitars
Yeah.
total. 1, 2,
Yeah, it was a
gosh.
big
Yeah,
rotation.
it was really
of
funny.
guitars.
It was like so funny, and that's
Yep.
never happened at practice before.
Yeah.
It just like kept breaking. We're like, oh.
Yep. Yep.
How has how have your performances progressed throughout the years? Like, are you guys, was that ever a challenge, or have things changed as how you go about it?
Yeah, I feel like I was so insecure when we first started, and I feel like I still like do feel vulnerable, just like musically, not so much with like performing. But I feel like when we started, I was just like insecure in all fronts, and I was really felt, I didn't really own my presence at gigs, and always felt like that we were more just like some of the only girls there, and so I was girls, quote unquote, I don't know, I was very like anxious, and I think that played a part of it too. But we found our stride, and now I don't feel nervous anymore. And
Yeah.
I think just like speaking on stage has gotten easier, and just like we've just are more confident players. So just like that confidence, you know, comes through when you're performing. And
Yeah, I feel like I would just second all of that. Pretty much same answer. I'm trying to think of other ways that it's different, but I feel like that's been the biggest one. I feel like we also just have gotten more comfortable like as a band too. So we'll like look at each other more now these days and stuff like that. Before we were all kind of like statue mode, you know?
We move more, and I feel like that encourages each other to just like feel loose with it. And
Yeah. Do you feel like that it was just that you like just more time? Like,
Yeah, just getting comfy. Yeah.
Just getting comfy with each other and with the music, and also just like with playing in a band in general for myself. Just like even just like I feel like I was so nervous about like plugging in my guitar, like these things that were so new to me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I didn't want to mess up those kind of things like on stage. So then it took me out of like being in the moment. Kind of thing.
That checks out for sure.
Does Keep for Cheap have like a collective favorite show that they've played? Is there like I mean,
show?
yeah, like
That's
I suppose
tough.
the whole band isn't here to show
Yeah.
a
We will
consensus.
rule.
I really loved
behalf
our
of
album
all.
release show last year.
Yeah.
That was a really good one.
Oh, we played First Ave Main Room.
We played the main room. That was really
That
cool.
was so cool.
However, I threw up after that show.
Oh my god, what?
So it was really, really cool, but like I couldn't party as hard as I wanted to, you know? I was like so anxious, bro. And I had like buffalo wings for dinner. And it was buffalo cauliflower wings. So like I got no nutrients. Acid reflux. Okay. Anyways, we can move on. We can move on from that. But.
And then I think Treefort Music Fest for me was so
that one was
fun.
crazy.
And then also on that tour, Denver.
Yeah, Denver was
so
lit,
cool.
dude. The kids in Denver go crazy.
Kids in Denver.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good ones, yeah.
Was the Treeport Music Festival that was this summer?
That was last March.
Okay,
So we had a little March tour
Okay, cool.
last March.
Cool. What do you guys have planned for the near future? Or
We're just
far
getting
future?
into planning, actually. We're diving into a second album.
Yes.
Perhaps. That might include Lakehouse on it. So we have like a batch of songs, and we were like trying to figure out what to do with them. And we put out Lakehouse as a single, and we're like, should we just keep out putting out singles? But then we're like, we have this batch of songs. We might as well package it, you know, do it nicely. So we're going to start working on that this winter, I believe. We have the songs. We're just going to start recording them and stuff. And then we're planning next tours as well. I think we're going to try to tour in April.
Cool.
I don't know. I don't know. Don't hold us to it.
As far as planning for a tour goes, like, do you guys all like collaborate on that, or does one of you just like?
Autumn
take
does a lot of the work. Autumn does a lot of the work. Autumn is an email god.
It's the corporate. It's the corporate.
Yep, it's the corporate
I work
energy.
for a marketing agency.
She just has it.
So like I know.
But yeah. Like last time we all like did help find bands and like places to stay and stuff, and I sent some emails.
Yeah, you did. The band helps me.
Yes.
The band helps me for sure. And like this one, I think we're gonna self-book again. So already I was like, hey, can you guys help find bands in these areas? And
Yeah, we
bands
got it down now. So.
So yeah, we self-booked the March tour out there.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Do you enjoy that part, or is it?
I do. The March tour was crazy because we did it like 2 months out, and so it was just so stressful. And we had the festival locked in, so we knew we were going out there, but we were like, okay, we should have shows around there. So that was just stressful because we knew we had to get out there no matter what, and we were doing it in 2 months. But it all came together.
Yeah.
I like literally, I think I booked it in like a week. Just
you
like
went. I remember that
all
week.
day. Just
I
like,
remember that week, man. It was like we were laying in bed. She was like on her phone, like emailing, looking at the spreadsheet.
Instagram,
I'm like, dude,
just like Instagram was honestly so much how I booked the tour, like looking at
grateful. #grateful.
venues in local cities, and then looking at the bands that have played the venues, and then looking at the bands that those bands have played with, and the venues that they have played, and building a spreadsheet.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah. That's how I roll.
Do you think that you'll like go back to some of those places on the next tour?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we'll go west again soon. It was
Yeah,
just so
it's so spread out.
so vast.
Yeah.
And it takes so long to get everywhere.
It's
But
gorgeous, but yeah.
we want to go east.
Okay.
Yeah, we might. Our next, I think for April, we might do like a west, kind of a
southeast.
I meant to say east. It's but like a southeast. Yeah, like Nashville, Louisville,
Yeah.
Indiana.
You say it like
Wait, I thought it,
like I'm Louisville.
I thought it was Louisville. I thought it was
I mean,
Louisville.
I think it is like colloquially Louisville. Like,
I've heard JP say Louisville.
yeah, I mean, he's from Kentucky, so
So
he's from
yeah,
Kentucky.
must
We
be
should
saying
listen
it
to him. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
what did I say the other day? St. Louis and
Well, yeah, what-
Louisville, Louis. Wait,
Yeah. Yeah, it was
I don't
something
know. I
like
said
that.
it wrong.
St. Louis. St. Louis and Louisville or something.
Isn't
I
it
don't
St.
even-
Louis?
I don't know what you're supposed to say. What are you supposed to say?
I
Mute
St.
us.
Louis?
St.
Muda.
Louise.
Okay.
Go with that. Just be wrong on purpose.
Okay.
Just go for it.
Yeah, that's true. Be wrong on
St.
purpose, and then
Louis
it's and
and-
it's a bit.
And Louisville.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay. Anyway, what was the question?
I think you answered it.
Yeah. What was it? The routing. We're talking about routing.
Do you guys have any plans for the winter? I feel like that's when everybody slows down. But are you guys
Yeah.
gonna stay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're actually taking shows off January and February. We're going to try to, and I think we're going to try to record during that time.
Yeah.
Seems to be the way.
That's the Minnesota way. You just
Yeah.
hunker down for the winter, and then summer rolls around.
And
Play all summer.
yeah,
Hibernation.
and we toured last March to the west, and I don't think we'll do it even that like April. We're gonna try to do very late April because just like we're so scared. Like the weather is not okay, and we got stuck in North Dakota on our last tour, like in the snow. Oh,
We made a mistake. We didn't try.
it was bad because they closed all of the highways because it was blowing
that.
snow.
Yeah. We didn't know.
We don't know, right? Minnesota, they don't ever
No, they
close
don't
the
do that.
highways.
No,
like,
dude.
they closed
No.
the highways like across the entire state, and it
Whoa.
was we were
Yeah.
trapped there. Like you couldn't go back
Yeah.
or forward.
Because they get it's flat and they get wind. And the
Yeah.
Yeah,
snow-
it wasn't even snowing; it was just blowing snow.
Dude,
blowing
that's
snow
crazy.
across the road. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
So we won't tour during that close to the winter again
In that
unless
state.
we're going to Florida. We're going straight down.
Yep. Yep.
I was just gonna ask you lessons learned the hard way, but I feel like that was a good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I feel like April will be the earliest we tour.
Yep. Big time.
Right
Lessons learned the hard way. Other lessons learned the hard way. Don't eat cauliflower wings before your big show.
I'm gonna write that one.
Don't drink too much before a show.
Yep. Yep. Let's see. What else? Don't book too many shows. Don't
Yeah.
book too many shows.
Yeah.
Don't oversaturate yourself. Yeah. What else?
Be nice to yourself.
True.
That's just a life lesson.
True. Yeah.
Oh, eat well on the road. Oh,
Yes.
here's a good tip. Van salad.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So on our West tour, we did van salad. It was a bag salad we got, and we had this one bowl that we kept the entire tour. We kept washing it out. It's actually a Halloween bowl. Very cute.
Super cute.
Topical for now. And yeah, we would pass around. We would do a bagged salad and pass it around the van, and all share one fork.
Yeah, I mean that was circumstantial, but that's not a routine.
No.
But we can say that if you want.
Yeah,
We can
but honestly,
commit to that.
the salad like was a lifesaver.
It was really
though.
good for us. Yep.
Yeah.
Van salad.
I don't know if any of us would have eaten a vegetable today. If it,
Today.
that day.
Today, I don't think.
That day. If it hadn't been for the van salad. But yeah.
Do you guys travel well together, like the group?
We do. Yeah, we have
great.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do.
we do.
Yeah.
That's so
We do.
fun.
You know, where there's 5 of us, so
Right,
there's
as
always
well
going to be
as any
someone butting heads a little
Group
bit.
of adults traveled
yeah.
together in a passenger van, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. No.
Tour,
Good
I mean,
vibes
tour
overall,
like
good
is
vibes.
hard. It like breaks you down. It breaks you down.
It's
a
little
free
bit
fall.
disorienting, yeah. But I don't know. Overall, I've had fun.
We've had
I've had a good
we've
time.
had so much fun with it.
Yeah.
We're itching to get back out.
Yeah,
so.
big time.
Cool. I feel like it could be time to wrap up. Tell me what time it is.
The cameras say 20.
What does the clock say?
The clock will also say about 20.
No, I didn't.
The clock says 20.
I thought it too.
The phone says 80. Oh yeah, I guess the
It's
time
8:05?
clock says 8:05.
Oh my God.
That's a great interpretation of
Very
what does
nice.
the clock say. Could be many
Cool.
different hours.
I feel like I covered everything that I want to. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about or plug before we wrap up?
No. Listen to Keep for Cheap and tell your friends and family because that's probably the most helpful way you can help. Helpful us way out.
Yes. Help us out.
Do you want to plug social media?
Help us out.
Yeah, we're
here.
at Keep for Cheap on everything. So at Keep
Very
for Cheap.
nice.
KFC? No, Keep for Cheap.
And do you want to plug your own?
Oh, sure, yeah. So I have a band called Fend. We just put out an EP in September.
It's so good.
check that out.
It's so good. Catch
And
a
then-
Fend show. They're tight.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Is it
And Kate.
Fen
And
or
then
Fend?
Fend.
Fend. Like
Fend,
friend,
yes.
but not.
Yeah, like fend for yourself.
Okay.
But yeah, and then my solo project is just under my name, Kate Malanaphy, Malanaphy. And then yeah, that's like I put out an album from that this year too. So stream it.
Really
Check
good.
it out.
Really good.
What is Fend? Like, what's the vibe?
It's kind of like it's not like pop punk. It's like a little emo, a little pop punk, a little bit like radio rock, kind of like 90s, like yeah,
So good.
a little bit,
Cool, I'll listen.
yeah,
The
with a little
riffs.
bit of
It's like
extra
Riff
stuff
City.
in there. But yeah, it is Riff City. It's very fun.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right.
Bye.
Oh, that was fun.
That was super fun. Cool.
I usually just throw all the wires in a pile and figure it out.
And where does this go? Where does the podcast go? It'll be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.